We had a lot of fun talking to some Detroit Lions fans tonight. You'll have to catch that on another show. But tonight we're going to hit the NFL, the NBA, and just some other stuff. And Antonio Brown apparently knows how to get a fake card. This is the We Don't Know Sports Podcast. Stay tuned. Welcome back once again to the We Don't Know Sports Podcast. This is Chad the Mark with
Mr. Brown
and
Canadian Biggie.
And Biggie, I hadn't said this in a while, but the beard's looking nice.
It's getting there. Got cold.
Are you going to go back to original beard form?
It's inching that way.
Is it the No Shave November?
Well, you could call it that, although I am shaving my head, so I don't qualify.
No, but have you touched on the facial hair since November started?
Oh, God, no.
Okay. Now, would you aspire to do such glorious beard growing?
I have not trimmed it at all, other than around my mouth.
Just so you don't bite your hair?
Because I bite the hair and it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've let it go.
Okay. All right. Maybe I'll follow suit.
And I'm going to do it for the whole month, which is halfway through.
You know, November is known for a couple of things. One of them is No Shave November. Do you know what the other one is?
No, I do not.
Are you not doing No Nut November?
Oh, no, I'm not a part of that. That's probably for you married guys.
Ain't for me, son.
Ain't for me either. I'm just seeing if anybody else might be that disciplined. But
that's one of the perks of No Nut November is being married.
Right. I mean, we're not counting, but it's not going to be a zero. But, it's like Seinfeld. I'm just going to go, I'm out.
You're out of the contest.
Just like that.
Kramer, you're out in the first 2 minutes.
But I mentioned on the intro, we talked to some Detroit Lions fans earlier, which was fantastic because they've had a week.
They loved Eric Kramer.
They brought up Eric Kramer on their own. I know you want me to ask him about it, but make sure you check out the second episode that we put out this week with the Lions fans, that No Filter segment. But as we began the show and we started talking to them this evening, we did have some MLB superlatives out there. So we've already had a couple things. And before I even let Mr. Brown go on and on about all the wonderful things out there, the Reds got an award, damn it. Jonathan India, NL Rookie of the Year, Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm happy.
Jonathan India makes 2 appearances tonight, doesn't he?
Is there a second appearance?
I believe he was on a list of questions or answers.
Maybe. You're right. He is. Ooh, that's a foreshadowing to the sports crush, which, that's something we've played around with in the past where we asked people about who their sports crush was. And we're going to get into that in great detail. But, Mr. Brown, you want to go ahead and hit us with we got an AL and NL MVP announcement.
Yeah, we got Bryce Harper in the NL and Shohei Ohtani in the AL.
Hey, didn't we have a conversation about Ohtani being league MVP earlier in the season?
Well, he trended that way all year.
No, you all were heavily on Ohtani, and I was shit all over you guys. And I don't forget it. But the fact is, I said if he stays healthy.
Right.
You did.
I give you that caveat. That's what I'm saying. Yes. I don't ever remember it being like a huge disagreement, but he was very clear about that because Ohtani has had some
the fact
issues.
is he's done things that we haven't seen since the likes of Babe Ruth. However, none of the 3 candidates were even on playoff contenders. You had Ohtani. You had Vlad Jr., Marcus Semien, both on the Blue Jays, who kind of canceled each other out. So Ohtani got it. I got it. But for God's sakes, at least Thor is coming to the Angels next year. Maybe they'll get some pitching.
1 year, $21 million. It just adds to my point that Major League Baseball is the one sport where you don't have to be on a good team to win the MVP.
Or to get a lot of money.
The Thor they're getting this time is Fat Thor. Let's be clear.
They are getting fat.
Gonna play the immigrant song for his interesting press conference.
You watch and see. The guy won't win 10 games.
I'm not arguing with that.
Now.
I was going to ask you if you think he's even going to be impactful.
So you're saying you said I wouldn't go that far about Fat Thor, but my God, he's $21 million. He should win 10 damn games.
He should win 15.
He's coming off Tommy John.
I don't care.
But how old is Syndergaard?
I'd say at late 20s.
28.
I was thinking he might have been around 30. So I was
without looking it up, I'd say late 20s.
I just feel like it's a little late for you get the Tommy John and you get better. He's already been in the league a minute.
Smoltz had it late in his career.
So
we'll see what Verlander does next year.
Yeah.
Let's compare
and
everybody.
Speaking of Verlander, just re-up for $25 million 1 year back in H-Town.
Now, is he the first to go back to Houston? Are all the other ones still out there?
Which other ones?
The Houston Astro free agents.
Correa.
Correa hasn't signed. And who's the other one?
And then an outfielder and another pitcher, correct?
I have no idea. I didn't think anyone would sign much before this labor agreement was settled.
There's been a little bit of movement.
We've had a little bit.
Yeah. Nothing crazy.
But I think it's the people who's wanting to overspend, and the guys are just taking it.
Right.
So, I mean, why wouldn't they?
If you're Syndergaard, you want to take $20 million next year, guaranteed? Give it to me now.
Yeah. And I love the fit. I mean, like, Anaheim, my God, not Anaheim, Los Angeles now. They love throwing lots of money at bad free agents.
Well, they're still in Anaheim.
Yes.
Are they still the Los Angeles or the
Angels of Anaheim?
Yeah.
Yes. That's a mouthful.
Yeah. So they're Anaheim to me, damn it.
That's
a
mouthful.
the California Angels.
I still think of Tim Salmon and David
Eckstein, not Epstein.
I think of the Angels. I think of Leslie Nielsen and OJ.
That's exactly right. And Reggie Jackson.
Kill the queen.
So let me ask you. We also have Cy Young winners out there, and who we got?
Biggie's favorite, Robbie Ray.
I had him on my fantasy team, although he did not win it. The National League. I also had Zach Wheeler, who was in the top three.
Hold on. Let's go back to Robbie Ray though. Wasn't even drafted in fantasy leagues.
No,
that's how much he came out of nowhere. Would you agree?
Yeah, he was a guy who had strikeouts in previous years. I picked him up as a streamer because he was a high strikeout guy. I liked him, held on to him. He developed into a guy who was still a high strikeout guy, became good with ERA, whip, obviously good enough to win the National League or the American League MVP.
3 or 4 years on the Diamondbacks.
Yep.
National League guy. You have the 9th place pitcher hitting there. And he was okay. He goes AL, DH, dominant. This year, I don't know if he's always done it, but grunting every single pitch, like Serena Williams, hitting that pop. He was grunting, like, ah! And he did his thing. And you picked him up for a spot starting fantasy, and you're
never dropped
damn.
him again.
You rode him all year.
All year long. So Robbie Ray's a surprise. He beat out Garrett Cole, and the New Yorkers aren't having it.
Well,
now, National League.
Corbin Burns.
All I can say was he wasn't too impressive in the division series.
He did not.
I think it personally should have went to Zach Wheeler. Just my opinion.
Why?
I just feel like overall body of work, he done a lot better job. I would honestly argue that Corbin Burns was number 3. I would have went Wheeler, Scherzer, then Burns. But he won, so, I mean, I can't say much.
It was close. Yeah. It's not like an atrocity.
They were all right there. Yeah. I can't get mad about it, but
it's getting harder and harder to decipher the Cy Young winner.
And let's not forget, Urias was 20-3, and he wasn't even in the top 3.
That's what I was going to bring up. Years ago, as we're growing up, we're all,
you had to have
millennial, whatever we are, 39, 40 years old. Wins was a very important
If you didn't have 20, you weren't going to win the Cy Young.
Yeah. Now, the only guy who wins 20, and he only won 20 because he was like 20-3 or 20-4.
Yep.
Can't even be a finalist for the award for the best pitcher in his league. That's how much the game has changed.
So it's probably the toughest award, and I think it's going to change over time, maybe how we look at that. I mean,
you know what I think it changed?
You might get a middle reliever win it one day. Who knows?
Felix Hernandez won the AL Cy Young Award with, was it 13 wins one year? 13 and 12, but he was dominant in everything else.
He was on a bad team.
Yeah. I think that's when the wins part of it changed. Because to me, like we just said, 20 wins, he's the Cy Young winner. Nope, can't even get in the top 3.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just...
They don't happen anymore.
It's just different. It's different. Now we're going through playoff games with bullpen starts. Like it's in the World Series of all things. But anyway, we still have a wonderful offseason to look forward to with winter meetings and labor stoppages hopefully being avoided, and then the free agent
before you get into that, too, the NL MVP, we didn't really go into much detail.
Bryce Harper.
You had Harper, Tatis. Who was the other one? You had Juan Soto. They sold off. Stud of a hitter, right? And then Tatis. I don't know how you give it to Tatis. 1, for 2 reasons. Because 1, he got hurt.
He missed a lot of time.
And 2, the Padres were a shoe-in for a playoff lock, and they just completely fell.
What a shit show they were down the
finished
stretch.
Under 500, 79, 83, something like that.
They were 1 or 2 games under.
So
you can't – no.
To piggyback onto what you just said there, we made a bet about spicy ramen in the National League West.
Am I buying them or you buying them? I haven't seen them.
We got to get to this. Yeah.
Do I need to buy them?
I'll buy them.
And then eat them?
I thought Chad bought them. I'll buy them. You let me know what to buy. Let's make it spicy. I know it won't affect you. It would put me in the hospital.
You're lucky that I lost.
The reason that I brought this up was because I made that bet because I thought the Padres were going to win the West.
Shoo-in.
You said you'd take the Dodgers. I could have the rest of the division, which lucked out for me. But I thought for sure the Padres were going to win 100 games and take the West this year.
No, they decided they were not interested in doing that, and they'd rather fight with themselves. But I think to what Mr. Brown's point was the race for the MVP a little closer. Tatis fell off,
and none of them were in the playoffs again.
Right.
When's the last time we've had 2 MVP races with none of them in the playoffs?
I don't know. You tell me.
Like I read today that and I'm a Braves fan, that Raleigh finished 7th and Freeman finished 10th in MVP voting for the World Series champion. Make that make sense.
Because, it's like what they say.
We've had this discussion where Major League Baseball is the one sport where you do not have to be the best player on the best team. You just best player out there, period.
Not only that, Major League Baseball is the worst sport to market their up-and-coming talent.
It's so regional.
Well,
that's why Rob
obvious.
Manfred can come out and say that I support the chant in Atlanta with the chop because it's regional, it's respected within that area. He's not trying to market what they think in L.A.
Well, even who cares what people
pros and
in
cons.
LA, it's not going to people in LA going to stop buying Atlanta Braves gear that are buying it now.
Hell no.
It's stupid. Anyway, yeah, it's nice to get the MLB superlatives out of the way. We like I said earlier, we got a lot of fun stuff to look forward to when it comes to the baseball offseason. So I'm sure we'll be back in December talking baseball plenty. The labor negotiations are going to kind of dictate where the rest of these free agents kind of go and what's going to happen. So, a lot to watch.
I did a poll in my group today about the
labor stoppage,
if
there is one.
Will we have a stoppage? And
survey says?
No, it was like, will we start on time? Will we have a delayed season, shortened season, or not a season at all? And we have a lot of optimists out there thinking that the season will start on time. And it was like 55 to 45 on the percentage. I'm here to tell you now, the season will not start on time. And if we got a shortened season, I'll be happy with that. It's not happening. This is going to be like the 95 season all over.
It's not that you're not.
Wow, you're going deep with that. You think it's
here's the thing. I without saying anything about the inside knowledge or the workings of the negotiations, I'll just say I tend to agree with him just based on the fact that I don't trust MLB's leadership to get the job done in a tight manner.
We saw the negotiations back and forth with the COVID season. Like
that was a precursor.
Yeah, it was a sign of things to come. I mean, and let's look at it. Like, we only had a season because eventually the MLB was like, listen, we got a contract. You guys are going to work. And it didn't sit well with the players' union. Tony Clark wasn't happy. He was pissed. So I feel like Tony Clark's going to use this time to shine and be like, I'm going to get every possible thing I can. If you don't like it, guess what? Montreal Expos all over again, 1994, baby. It's my opinion.
You're probably not wrong, but we get to watch it play out in the next couple months.
I hope the people in my group are absolutely right and I'm wrong.
Right.
I want to be wrong.
Let's get baseball started on time, but probably not going to happen. We do want to let you know that this episode is brought to you by The Royal Fit. So if you're looking for personal or professional graphic design, whether you need mugs, T-shirts, stickers, banners, blankets, tumblers, magnets, anything, you name it, you can find it at theroyalfit.com. Don't overpay for shopping online at the conglomerates that are out there. Everybody's popped up all over the place. Go with a nice local small business in the Midwest. Don't overpay. And if you're a small business, you can save and you can support a small business at the same time by having The Royal Fit fit your needs. You can find them at theroyalfit.com or send them an email at mrroyalfit@gmail.com. All right, so just to try to keep our egos going in the right direction, some more positive National Basketball Association talk. So do you know who has the best record in the NBA right now?
Golden State Warriors.
And I heard Klay Thompson starting to do some 5-on-5 drills.
He'll be back around Christmas. They'll ease him back in.
So are the Warriors legit?
Oh, yeah.
They're 12-2.
The Warriors are top 5 in the league in points for, points against, steals, DVOA. They're back to doing what the Warriors did in 2015, 16, 17.
Do you know who has the best record in the Eastern Conference?
The Wizards.
Yeah, the Washington Wizards. Can you name their starting 5?
I can name 3 of them.
All right. I saw something where somebody was online saying
I could probably name 5 of them.
if you had the if this is a video game version, it's like a team of nothing but 80 overall people.
Bradley Beal, David B. Trans, Daniel Gafford,
Spencer Dinwiddie. And then you got what's his name from the Lakers came over.
Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah. So good job. Look at us.
They might not start every night, but we're calling them the starting 5.
Kuzma he's averaging almost 10 rebounds a game.
Yeah, this is why we played fantasy basketball, so we can have these conversations. But the Wizards are 10-4.
No, I'm glad you brought it up because literally last night. So I knew the Bulls started out strong. So I was like, I wonder where they're at. And I went and looked. The only team in the Eastern Conference that was better than the Bulls was the Wizards. And then I was like, well, the Wizards? Yeah. So I went and looked at their stats, and I'm like, who the hell are these guys?
Who are these guys?
Like the Indians grounds crew in Major League. And I'm like, who are these guys?
They're a bunch of shitties.
So we had Bradley Beal. We had Spencer Dinwiddie. We had Kuzma. And I'm like thinking, holy shit, this is a good team coming together.
I mean, it might be like the Pistons back in the day, just the parts and all that stuff.
But they were 10-3 at that point.
All right, so just a couple others I want to shout out. So the Suns are 11-3. So they are right back to where they were last year, playing really competitive. The Bucks, are you worried about them at 7-8?
No, I'm not, because what you've learned early in the year is that Brook Lopez is really important to that overall team. He's been out, and I think that's a big miss for them so far.
Are you worried about Giannis telling GQ magazine that he doesn't know where the future is going to take him, and he may not be?
He did an honest interview. He's locked up for the next 5 years.
He did come out the next game and score like 45 points. Yeah. I'm going to still give you everything I got.
To me, if I were a Bucks fan and I heard that, I'd be like, all right, so here's this guy who could have left once, stayed here because he wanted to win a title here, and that was a goal of his. Now he's saying, we'll see how I feel in 2 years. I'm good with that.
That's still like not now.
Yeah.
and then the Lakers are 8-8. Is LeBron playing this week, it looks like?
He might be coming back from a fake abdominal injury at some point this week.
Load management. Well, just like Biggie's basketball group is officially called, We Hate LeBron.
Yeah, it is.
Just because I can't stand LeBron because he's a bitch. He's a great basketball player. He's just
really
a bitch. The most important thing that's happened to the Lakers so far this week is that the Staples Center is now becoming the Crypto.com Center.
All right, you brought me into the next segment. I got a little trivia for you guys.
Wow, that's depressing, even as not a Laker fan.
But are you really like, the Staples Center had such, it's not the Great Western Forum. It's not Madison Square Garden.
It became the Staples Center in 99. They've won 5 titles there. Shaq, Kobe. Kobe's last game is at the Staples Center.
What did they call it before 99? Do you remember?
It was Staples when it opened up. They moved into it.
They were the Great Western Forum all through the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Okay. Different building in Inglewood. Okay. And then Staples got a lifetime deal. Who thought that a office supply company would be falling on hard times one day?
Wow.
Dunder Mifflin is looking at you going, I feel it, man.
Buy paper.
I just... Like in 10 years, can it still be Crypto.com?
I mean, I don't know. That's a good question. So here's the question.
Is Mike buying stock on this?
Dude, you're trying to you're competing against a currency you're trying to eliminate. There's no way crypto can exist.
So here's my questions to you guys, and I'm going to go back and forth. Right. I'm going to tell you the name of a stadium, and you got to tell me whose it is, because we talk about these name changes. This happens sometimes. So I'm just going to point.
So is it one sport?
I'm just going to tell you that. I'm just going to tell you the name of the stadium.
All right,
you tell me whose it is.
Fair enough.
Ring Central Coliseum.
The Colorado Avalanche.
Do you want to steal?
What'd you say it was called?
Ring Central Coliseum.
No idea.
It's the Oakland Athletics.
Wow.
All right. How about
Billy Bean's selling out now?
I'm going to Biggie on this one.
Do they still pay for cola?
How about Empower, and it's spelled EMPOWER Field. Empower Field.
It's gonna be baseball.
Either can answer. I thought for sure you'd know this.
Empower Field.
I
feel like I should know it, and I'm drawing a blank.
I want to say the. I have no clue.
What if I told you it was Empower Field at Mile High?
Oh, easy.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
It's the Broncos.
Oh, still, I was thinking of the Rockies.
No, they're still Coors. How about Progressive Field?
Cleveland.
All right. Lone Depot.
Whoa. Guardians.
Guardians. They settled that. It's the Guardians.
Roller Derby. I apologize.
Lone Depot Park.
So stupid. I hate
That's got to be.
I hate them.
It's baseball.
Like, think about it. I'm going to go to Lone Depot Park.
Well, see, you say Home Depot. I think Arthur Blank. I think Atlanta, but I know it's
Lone
not
Depot,
the Braves.
And
who needs loans? What city?
It's in Miami.
I was going to say Detroit.
No, it's the Marlins.
All right.
How about Nissan Stadium?
Oh, that's Tennessee.
Good job, Tennessee
Titans.
There you go.
Okay.
Guaranteed Rate Field.
Oh, God, it's so bad. Is it Cavaliers?
Nope. It's a field.
Sorry.
Baltimore.
No,
they're M&T Bank.
It's baseball. It's the Chicago White Sox.
This is so bad.
What happened to Comiskey?
It's
been gone for a
Guaranteed Rate Field. All right, how about it's stylized with the letters N, R, and G. NRG Stadium.
Houston.
Good job. Texans.
Texans.
All right, let's follow it up with
Played
First
Super Bowls
Energy.
down there.
First Energy Stadium.
First Energy is in.
Diamondbacks?
It's football.
No.
First Energy Stadium football is the
Washington football team.
The emails, no. It's Cleveland.
Browns. You would never guess that.
All right.
I was thinking South.
Okay.
State Farm Stadium.
Is that Peyton Manning? No, he ain't State Farm.
State Farm is in Arizona.
Yes, it's the Cardinals.
Nice.
TIAA Bank Field.
TIAA Bank. Oh, my God, that's a football stadium.
Yep.
And it is,
Chargers?
Nope.
no,
East
it's,
Coast.
The Jets.
No, they're MetLife.
All right.
It's the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, my God.
I was going to guess Panthers.
All right, last one I got because this has been a painful battle of attrition.
Sorry, Chad.
Highmark Stadium.
Well, that is obviously an insurance, though. That's a Northeast.
Give us a sport.
NFL.
Highmark.
AFC.
Bills.
Tennessee.
Buffalo Bills.
Oh, wow.
All right, Biggie, you got like 35% right.
They get it really good.
I was really thinking that you were going to hit these baseball ones.
No.
I was surprised.
No, they've changed so much. I don't really care anymore.
But
I hate corporations.
for what it's worth, I didn't write it down because I thought you would know it just because the owner. But the Cleveland Cavs is it's called like the Quicken Rocket Mortgage Field House.
I knew that one.
Is what it's called now. So anyway, so your question about crypto.com and Staples Center and all that stuff, yeah, nobody's going to know it in 10 years because we don't care.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, don't forget to follow along and like us on your favorite social media platforms. If you're a Facebook fan, just search for We Don't Know Sports, the podcast. If Twitter's more your thing, you can find our handle at We Don't Sports. You can go old school and drop us a line through our email box. The address there is wedon'tknowsports@yahoo.com. This podcast is hosted by the company SoundCloud and is available on Google Play and iTunes, Apple Podcasts, everywhere. Please be sure to subscribe to get notifications whenever new episodes are available.
If you've been listening to the show for a while, you might recognize that song. It's been a minute since we've played it, but we went back to social media and we asked everybody, just go back to when you were a little younger, maybe when you were really getting into sports. Who was that one crush, that one sports crush you had? Who did you just fall head over heels for? Who was it that you couldn't stop thinking about? You had their pictures on the wall, and we got to say, the lady followers out there, they stepped up their game too, and they let us know how they felt. So we got a list. Let's run the gambit here. Mr. Brown, you got a couple pulled up here, and we know we're going to get our obvious Anna Kournikovas, the figure skaters, are going to make an appearance, all that stuff. But let's just start. What popped up here? What's new on the list that we haven't seen?
I mean, we got some new ones. They keep rolling in.
It just doesn't stop.
No, we got David H. Plows. says, showing my age. Mine were Peggy Fleming and Chris Everett.
All right, so I remember Chris Everett. And I think Peggy Fleming was a swimmer, maybe, or ice skater. I don't know, but Chris Everett was a.
Wasn't that the one who was famous for not being on the Jim Rome show? Chris Everett.
It was related to that Chris Everett. That is who she was a tennis player.
Is that true?
That's who Jim Everett was.
Jim Everett was quarterback Los Angeles Rams. Jim Rome kept calling him Chris Everett, saying he wasn't tough.
There you go.
Yep.
Exactly.
So David H. Plows loves Chris Everett.
All right.
We have Santos Jr. Salinas, Mary Lou Retton.
All right. West Virginia Flair, a little Fairmont love.
She was on there a few times. Derek Watson also loved her. We have
I think it was the haircut.
Paul Boder says, I always loved Florence Griffith Joyner and Gail Devers.
Right,
you know what I'd like to throw on with them is that we had a Shannon Brown mention, I believe. Early 90s women female Olympians made a resounding appearance on this list.
Yes, they did. A lot of love for the track stars.
Shannon Miller,
U.S. Gymnastic team.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get to that. Jeff Muncie. Top fan Jeff Muncie, I might add.
Top fan.
Loved him some, what's her name? The race car driver?
Oh, Danica.
There you go.
Danica
Patrick.
There you go, Jeff Muncie.
Aaron Rodgers loved him some Danica, too.
For a minute.
But can she drive a car? I don't know. We have Chris Everett. We already talked about her. Oh, Michael Calvin Sr. loved him some Tanya Harding.
Now, see, I think that's just sarcasm.
You think?
I mean, come on.
You think? What do you think, Biggie?
I think that's sarcasm. I agree.
Yeah, all right. Moving on.
So do you want me to bring up Anna Kournikova or Maria Sharapova?
I mean, I think those two are probably Biggie. Calm down. Biggie loves him some Maria Sharapova.
I'm going to bring up Ty Miller because he's a huge contributor to my baseball group. He also contributed here. He says Maria Sharapova turned Ronda Rousey, turned Paige Van Zandt. So his latest is Paige Van Zandt.
Stop the show, Paige Van Zandt. Now that is the winner, hands down. And if you don't keep your hands down, you try to put them up, she'll knock them down.
So, Mr. Ty Miller. We agree, right? That's a good one.
Oh, yeah. He's a winner.
I like how he took us through the chronological.
I might just buy him a T-shirt.
I love that. He should get one. Because he's always, like, just abusing the boomers in my group.
Maybe that's the T-shirt we make is just the evolution of your sports crush. And we just have a picture of those three on there.
So, Ty Miller.
T-shirt. Ty Miller,
I'm buying you a T-shirt.
All right, so Roger Durnelay said Katarina Witt.
It's Witt, actually, because she's German.
Oh, okay.
And she was one of the first Olympic athletes to pose for Playboy, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before Playboy went, like, G-rated.
This was like real
This would have been like
Playboy.
the 80s.
This is when Hef was still running the show.
Yeah.
Back when he was still saying, come to my grotto. Let's talk about your
back when they had
Yeah.
cocaine.
Amen. Good friend of the show. Sadly, I believe him. Bo Payne said, definitely Caitlyn Jenner. And I said, sadly, Bo, I believe you.
Yeah. So on another sarcastic note, there was somebody put John Kruk on there. If you can find that one, we can give him a shout out. And I was like, wow. And I went and posted the picture anyway. And he just said that mullet and that haircut and that physique just broods masculinity.
Jason Albertorio. John Kruk.
Not only that, John Kruk is my neighbor's cousin.
Right.
Right down the street.
So this is hitting close to home. Mary Lou Retton, John Kruk.
Yeah, exactly. Why wouldn't you love that mullet? Chris Niltner said Ricky Rubio.
Little Spanish flavor there. I like it. All right, how about some of the ladies, though? What were some of the ones they had?
Courtney Kittleson says J.J. Watt or Devin Booker.
All right, J.J. Watt or Devin Booker. I wonder if she's just a Phoenix sports fan now that J.J.'s out there. Is that what that is?
What do you think, Chad?
I'm thinking maybe.
If you were a lady, where would you trend to?
I mean,
got to be JJ, right?
JJ's more of a man, right? Nothing against Devin Booker, but
didn't Devin date one of the Kardashians?
Yeah, like you're just doing it for status.
Hated it. Let's move on. All right,
There's
go ahead. What you got, Biggie?
Well, I was going to say, I saw this name mentioned a couple different times. The first time I see it mentioned is by Josh Reed. It's Jennifer Capriati.
Yes,
I just looked
Jennifer
at that.
Capriati, tennis phenom back when she was young.
I remember watching her in elementary school in gym class with Miss Marshall.
Yes. Miss
Remember
Marshall also had a poster of Chris Everett on the wall.
She loved her some Capriati versus Monica Seles and all those people.
Yeah, Monica
Correct me
Seles.
wrong,
is on
Monica
there, too.
Seles is the one that took the knife, though,
Yeah,
right?
she got stabbed.
Nick Forker says, is Carrie Underwood an athlete? Because I choose her.
She sings the Sunday night song.
I guess
Does
that
that count?
counts. We'll allow it.
Corey Goff, Big Perm, Fantasy Football League, says Trish Stratus, but something about Danica Patrick, too.
Yeah. That was a recurring theme, so we see that.
I like Bruce Petrie, who would not name one because he said tennis and golf leagues when there's too many to choose between.
He's not wrong, and I don't appreciate the cop-out answer, though.
Yeah.
It can't be like that. All right, do we got a good one to end with or anything like that? You got one?
Here's
you
one.
wanna-
I thought this was interesting. Celine Narducci says Ernie Banks.
I saw that one, and I was like, of all people, Ernie Banks. Like, I'm not thinking
God rest
that.
his soul.
Yeah, I mean, we had some Tom Brady's on there and some different things like that, but Ernie Banks is not one you're thinking is going to pop up. So, way to dig deep and pull one out. Biggie, you got one?
Just one other one I appreciated. It was from Joshua Smith, and he had a toss-up. He went, chronologically here. His first crush was Miss Elizabeth. Second, as he got a little older, Nancy Kerrigan. His third and final, Christy Yamaguchi.
There you go. So he likes the figure skaters, but Miss Elizabeth, back in the day, that's just, she was an icon. And, of course, we got the Trish Stratuses that pop up. We have the, I think Paige was on there a couple times,
And
Mary Lou Retton.
Also, I'm trying to find a good friend of the show, Christina Hill, I believe. She loved the old school WCW Sting.
She did the blonde version with the neon.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And then on top of that, we had Stephanie Orlett, who loved her some Ryan Sandberg.
And there was somebody had a John Olerud on there.
There it was. Christina Hill loved me some blonde-haired neon Sting back in the day.
See, we read your comments, guys. We're paying attention. But, we want to just direct everyone back to the Facebook page. You can find the feed. And if you haven't commented, you need to say who your crush was.
Even better, Miss Canadian here with Rings True to Biggie. Erlene Ledoux Goodrow. Love her some John Olerud.
There was the John Olerud. I knew it was on there somewhere.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, so we got some rare ones on there. So we're not just checking boxes.
Damn,
guys.
if you didn't look sexy in that helmet on first base.
All right, so guys, if you haven't hit that page up, go find We Don't Know Sports on Facebook, find the Crush feed, and go ahead and hit us up. We want to hear from you. All right, fellas, it's almost time for our Stone Cold Lead Pipe locks, which definitely need to recover from last week. But before we jump into that, just a couple little tidbits here around the NFL. So, we had all the drama about Aaron Rodgers and the COVID thing. So there's a couple little tidbits of news that came out here in the past 24 to 48 hours. One, Biggie, I think you saw first maybe with Antonio Brown.
Think Vax card. We all joked about it. Where are you going to get it from? I don't know where he got it from, but he got one.
He said it was $500, right?
Now, did it say McLovin in Hawaii?
No,
that was Aaron Rodgers' card.
Okay.
Now,
It said Mick Gruden in Vegas.
there was another player, a starting quarterback this week, came out and said that he doesn't have COVID and he would love to talk about it, but it's just going to be a distraction, so we're not going to talk about it. Did you hear that?
I did not. Who was that?
It is the one, the only, Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco,
Joe
is your
Flacco's
starting quarterback for the
elite.
Jets.
He's starting this Sunday.
Yeah, but he doesn't have his COVID vaccination, and he'd like to talk to you about it.
Whoa. Kyrie wants to know how he can play for the Jets, and Kyrie cannot play for the Nets.
Where do the Jets play?
New York, New Jersey.
Just New Jersey. So there's your caveat. He's able to get there. And the other thing I wanted to hit on, just on football related stuff before we get into our picks, college football playoff top four. pretty much stayed the same. Ohio State, though, in there, I put something up on social media this week where it showed that Ohio State's the only top 10 team without a win over a ranked top 25.
Cincinnati technically should be ahead of them if you were actually grading them off who they played. But here's the thing. You got Ohio State, Michigan. One of those three teams is going to win out through the Big Ten and be in.
Yeah, so they're going to kind of cancel each other out, which is kind of why this is an exercise of madness doing this now. But either way, the ESPN Football Championship playoff bracket will be set soon, and we'll kind of go from there. But I just want chaos, man. I want the one team that's not supposed to get in just for the fun of it. And who knows? Who knows what happens? But I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I think it's time to hit some music. I'll turn the page over as I got the picks pulled up here, and we'll get into this is week 11, right? It's time for the week 11 NFL Stone Cold Lead Pipe Locks, and we all went ahead and took. Biggie's probably upset we don't really get a segment on this just about the South. The Patriots are playing tonight, but so are the West Virginia Mountaineers in basketball, so we're watching that right now. But the Patriots, we all picked them to cover the 6.5 on the road in Atlanta.
It's 13-0 right now.
It's 13, so we're still doing good there, even though we all picked the Patriots.
Yeah.
I can't believe we did that unanimously.
On a Thursday. We never have a unanimous Thursday pick.
So we might actually.
All I know is if Mr. Brown took the Patriots, it means I'm starting out 1-0.
Exactly. Amen, brother.
All right, well let's knock these bad boys out.
Follow me to freedom.
Charlie Stoddard. Come get your whooping, Charlie. But Mr. Brown's still in first place. Biggie's in second. I'm like 9 games under 500.
As shitty as I was, I gained games on Biggie last week.
We were all shitty last week. And we're not.
I'm going to be honest, fellas. Like I already said in weeks past, years past, whatever. I'm not, at this point, the Braves don't won the World Series. I'm not, with these picks, I'm not playing to win. I'm playing not to lose.
Yeah, you're just trying to keep your cushion.
I'm trying to keep my cushion on the notorious B.I.G.
Keep playing with the cushion. That's what happens when people fall apart.
Can't you see?
So you're telling me you're not playing to win, you're playing not to lose.
Exactly. That's what I just said.
My God, spoken like a true Mountaineers fan.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, let's see how he does. How about
if I beat you, it's just a bonus.
So do you want to mix things up? Do you want to have Mr. Brown pick first this week, or do you want to go first? I mean,
I'm fine going first.
Okay, so
it gives him a chance to make sure.
No, he is the reigning champ.
Where he has a pick here or there, and he's not sure he can ride my coattails, and he doesn't lose
When
anything.
I win this year, I'll go first next year.
Gotcha.
Is that fair?
That's fine. And I already have mine wrote down, so we'll just keep it in the normal order we're in. So, Biggie, the first game on the docket after tonight's game is the Indianapolis Colts, your Colts. They go on the road to, I can't remember the name of the stupid stadium now that we couldn't think of earlier, but Buffalo. Highmark Stadium.
That's terrible.
Where the Bills are a 7-point home favorite.
It should be Get the Table Stadium.
Bill's been a little up and down lately. That loss to the Jaguars was horrible, but if you look at it, Jags only put 9 points on the board. Bounced back last week against a horrible Jets team. I do think the Bills win this game, but the Colts are riding real nice right now. They've won 5 of 7. They'll keep it close enough. I'm taking the Colts to cover at +7.
Bills and Colts 7. In Indy.
No,
in Buffalo.
In Buffalo, Buffalo's a 7-point favorite.
I'm going Buffalo.
You're the lone wolf, buddy. I'm with Biggie. Indy's riding high, and I just don't count on Buffalo to cover the spread. They'll win. But 7's a big spread for a team because Indy plays everybody close too.
Oh, come on. Get over Jonathan Taylor.
So you want to go ahead?
Best running back in the league.
I went with the Bills, right?
Yeah. So,
what does the Bill do?
Devon!
It goes through tables.
I changed my pick.
No.
No, I don't even know what to do with the Bills. Let's see here. The Bills. Bill's dad. I want a song, brother, because I'm on a limb here. Save me, brother. We're going to put on our page this week.
All right, we got to
Lone Wolf, Dig the Grove.
We got to tag him now. All right, let's go to Houston and Tennessee. Tennessee at home. They're the number 1 team in our power rankings now. They're a 10-point home favorite against the mighty Texans.
I'm going to roll with those mighty Texans to cover this week with Tyrod Taylor at quarterback.
You're out of here, man.
So you're taking Tennessee?
Titans.
I mean, I am too. I don't know why he thinks the Texans are going. Is just because Tyrod's back?
Well, and I think that the Titans themselves are going to hit just a little bit of lull this week. They'll still win the game. It'll be 28-20 or something like that. But they've been riding high for a while. You hit a little lump in the road at a certain point.
It could happen, but it's not going to happen this week. They cover that one, so you're a lone Titan, buddy. Lone Texan. Yeah, you're a lone Texan.
Giddy up.
There you go. We don't know what the hell a Texan or a Titan does
I'm
anyway.
never picking the Texans again.
Get along, little doggy.
Unless everyone picks them.
All right, the Baltimore Ravens going on the road to Chicago. Lamar Jackson hasn't practiced today. The receivers haven't practiced 2 days in a row. So put all that in the pot. The Ravens are still a 5-point road favorite going into Windy City.
I think the Ravens have a bounce back. They're coming off an extra little bit of prep from the Thursday night game against the Dolphins. I think they win this game. 23-17. They cover.
You said Ravens and Bears.
Yes.
5.5?
Just 5.
Wow. In Chicago.
In Chicago.
What's the deal with Lamar?
He missed practice today because he's sick. Not COVID.
They don't know why.
Not COVID. Just
All they
sick.
specified was not COVID related.
Correct.
I'm going to take the Bears.
I also picked the Bears to cover just because the Ravens are that team that just, I don't know.
You don't know what to expect week to week,
Right.
right?
And now that everybody's sick and banged up, like I have no confidence in them. So you're a lone
Dolphins
Raven.
win a bunch of cover 0. They saw it. They don't know what to do now. Ravens. Cuckoo!
Quote the Biggie, nevermore. All right, how about the Green Bay Packers on the road to Biggie's second favorite team, the Minnesota Vikings.
Score by Beckham of the Vikings.
The Vikings are a 1.5-point home dog.
They'll win this game by 10 points.
The Vikings will?
Yes.
I'm going Packers.
I'm also going Packers. Just not. They're about to cement their place at the top of the heap. They're about to be the best team in the NFL, and you're going to find out this Sunday.
I'm about ready to cut off Biggie's new fancy glass because I want him to take himself. I don't want to win like
It's
this.
a bottomless glass.
I'm not going to win like this, damn it.
It's been a bottomless
It's
glass.
bottomless.
We've got 3 lone wolves in a
All
row.
right. Vikings. Lone Wolf.
Skull!
All right, our friends up in Detroit, they're going on the road to Cleveland, where the Browns are an 11-point home favorite.
Ooh.
I got the Lions to cover.
I don't think Goff is playing in this game.
That's probably better for the Lions. If they could just put DeAndre Swift in the Wildcat, I think they'd be better off.
I'm taking the Lions as well because all I've read all week long is how everyone hates Baker. The team's falling apart. Was it Odell? Is it Baker? I think the Lions will continue to play the game close. I want them to win. I'd like to see them get the first win, but they're going to play it close.
I think it might be their first win. I don't necessarily would put money on it, but they're definitely not going to lose by double digits. So,
So you're also picking Lions.
we're all Lions
All right.
again. Hey, it worked so well last week.
I thought you was trying to persuade us not to.
No, I was just giving you information. I was just I'm being that guy.
Thank you.
Corso.
Damn, Patrick.
San Francisco is on the road to TIAA Bank Stadium. We know that now. That's Jacksonville. The Niners coming off a big win, 6.5-point road favorite
On the
Niners.
East Coast.
on the East Coast. 1
Niners
o'clock
found
game.
their mojo. They're going to run over top of the Jags, giving the Niners for the cover.
I'm also going Niners all day. Debo and Kittle's back now. I'm taking the Niners all day.
Yeah, they look like a different team. Don't
Defense looks good. They're going to scare the shit out of
Urban Meyer, Urban
and
Cowboy,
the Clemson Golden Boy.
Sunshine!
All right, how about the Washington
On a rainy
Emails
day.
on the road to Carolina? Where
Emails
emails.
with Cam Newton starting.
Man, I mean, this is like a backstory.
This is full
This
circle.
is great. You got Ron Rivera coaching against these four. They asked him if he had plays.
They didn't
specifically
want
to
him
stop
in Washington, Cam Newton, but here he is back against his old coach.
So what happens?
great matchup.
What happens? The Panthers are a 3-point favorite.
I love this game. The team that didn't want him versus the team that took him back only because they had no other option. I really think that Cam lights it up for another week or two, and then we remember why no one in the league wanted him until now. Give me the Panthers to cover. The Washington Emails have been, to me, one of the most disappointing teams
Very
in the league.
disappointing.
Delete.
Delete.
say it again.
Delete.
That's what's going to happen Sunday. Cam Newton, he's going to pull out that Superman uni. He's going to show why he rallies the locker room on the emails. And they're winning this week outright. They might win by 2 touchdowns. I don't know. We'll have to watch and see.
It's a Medea family reunion. The Panthers, they win this one by 10 points or more. Like, I think Washington, Chase Young's out for the year now, too. So
he is, yes.
Yeah, so that's another blow. So, yeah, easily Carolina. All right, New Orleans with Trevor Siemian at the helm going into Philadelphia. Philly is a 2-point home favorite.
The Eagles are such a dog shit team. I don't know how they cover every week.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I know what you said. They went into Denver the week after Denver spanked the Cowboys. I don't know what to think of them. I don't know what to think of the Eagles. Here's what I know about this game. The Saints have a talented roster and a Hall of Fame head coach. They're a 2-point road underdog. They're right now a wild card in the NFC. Give me the Saints to figure out how to win this game.
I'm picking the Saints as well. I felt like it was an anomaly because I was so pissed I picked up Denver's defense for fantasy, thinking they was going to just destroy Philly last week, and they let me down. But I feel like the Saints, they're going to find a way to do their thing, no matter who's the quarterback, even if it's old Special Tebow with the right hand.
I hate this game because I think it's probably the hardest one on the schedule to pick this week. I'm taking Philly just because they're at home. I had confidence in New Orleans to come back and beat Tennessee last week, and they did cover, and I got that right. One of the few games I got right, but I don't know. It's a home for Philly, so I just got them covering. So I'll give you my fly, Eagles, fly. That's my lone wolf.
Vince Papali coming out that tunnel.
You got to do the seal.
Seal. Sing it.
What the hell are you talking about?
Fly like an eagle.
Oh, I wouldn't think of Seal for that. I would go with the Steve Miller band.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
You said fly, Eagles, fly, and I just thought, you know.
Into the future.
Bring more acid.
The Miami Dolphins on the road to New Jersey in the Fighting Joe Flacco's, where Miami is a 3.5.
He don't have COVID.
3.5 point road favorite for the Dolphins.
Both these teams are dog crap, but the Dolphins have won 2 straight. Tua's playing good football. I don't know what the Jets are. I don't know what the Dolphins are, but I will take the Dolphins to cover.
I don't care what the cover is, what the spread is. You just told me. Dolphins defense is balling. I don't care who's the quarterback for the Jets. Jets. I'm taking the Dolphins all day long. Thank you, Allie Goodman, because you've inspired me.
I can't add anything to that epic rant. It's definitely the Dolphins. How are you taking the Jets? They had Mike White, went to the Hall of Fame, put his shoes in there, then now he's already run out of the city. So, no, but nothing good's going right for the Jets here. So that's the Dolphins across the board. Mr. Brown, you and me are squaring off here. The Bengals on the road to Vegas, where the Raiders are actually a 1-point home underdog.
All right. I'm taking the Bengals.
I'm taking the Raiders. And I think we're doing it for the same reason, because you just think if you pick against them,
Raiders are dog shit. I'm done with the Raiders.
Let the voice of reason step in here. They're both dog shit. The Bengals are a little less dog shit. Exactly. Give me the Bengals.
So I'm the only one picking against my team, and it's only because I hate this game, and if I pick the Bengals, then it means that I think they'll win, and then they won't. So
it's the autumn win.
So this is the one time I am going complete Costanza here, so just so you know. So I'll give you the black hole sun, won't you come? Or something like that. They're in the desert. The Raiders hopefully don't win, but I got them picked. Interesting game. The Dallas Cowboys on the road to the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead, which, their field's named something
stupid. It's a good game.
Too.
It's actually not Arrowhead Field anymore.
It's something at Arrowhead.
Yeah, they sold out.
Field.
Yeah.
Like TIA Craft.
It's like Omaha
Steaks at Arrowhead Stadium. The Cowboys are underdog. Chiefs are 2.5 point favorites.
Here's the thing. This should be the game of the week when you're looking at it on paper. Defending AFC champions at home against a Dallas Cowboys team that just might live up to the hype of being America's team. Last week was an aberration for the Kansas City Chiefs. They aren't what they showed last week. They played a piss-poor Raiders team They're going to fall back to earth this week. Cowboys are going to walk in there and stop them by 2 scores.
See, I believe everything opposite what Biggie just said. The Chiefs, we've been counting them out all year. What's wrong with their defense? But they're now back in top of the AFC West, who's a loaded AFC West division. They're first place, where they belong. And I feel like this is the beginning of the end for the AFC. I feel like the Chiefs cover, and they're going to win this game.
Nah, pretty much just going to echo what Biggie said. I think the Chiefs had the aberration against the Raiders on national TV and had the chance to kind of dust themselves off. And the Cowboys kind of got slapped around a little bit. They're going to come back a little fired up, and I think they also win this game rather convincingly. And I think, I'm not a Cowboys apologist at all, but I think this is going to be that moment where people are going to have to kind of recognize that Dallas might be a threat in the NFC. We'll see what happens, but you're the lone wolf, Mr. Brown. That's got to feel good. All right, how about Arizona, where Kyler Murray practiced, and he might be playing against Russell Wilson, who practiced. The Seahawks at home are a 2-point dog.
Here's the thing. I'm going to pick this game thinking that Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins are both playing for the Cardinals. I will say this. Last week, I thought Russell Wilson would bring an incredible amount of energy back to the Seattle Seahawks. He looked like dog poo. They did not score for the first time in his entire career. Give me the Cardinals with Kyler Murray at quarterback for the cover.
This one's tough for me. Very tough.
Really?
It is.
Like on which level? Fantasy purposes?
No, I just feel like that. Like Russell, we know Russell's a good quarterback.
He is.
He came back the first week and he fell on his ass. I feel like he's got a rebound. Is it this week? I don't know. Or is there just no talent around him? I got to go Cardinals until he proves me otherwise.
I'm also taking the Cardinals. They're a more complete team. Seattle
was
was
tough for
not.
me.
And that home field advantage is gone.
You look at this game and you're like, oh, Seahawks got to come out fired up. Their playoff life is on the line. Cardinals are looking at it the same way. They can't afford another loss because they need to stay right there in their division with the Rams. And then also for 1 seed, that's the only one that gets a bye. They've already lost to the Packers. They both have 2 losses. Cowboys have 2 losses. This game's as important for them as it is for the Seahawks.
Man, and I'm disappointed in myself that I left this out of the notes, but do you know what Seattle Stadium's called?
I do not. Skittles Arena?
It's Lumen Stadium.
Lumen?
Lumen. Lumen.
What's Lumen?
I don't know. Their stadium.
Okay.
Anyway.
That's home of the 12th man. That's all I know.
All right, how about the Pittsburgh Steelers making a West Coast trek out to L.A., playing the Chargers, where the Chargers are a 5.5-point home favorite.
You know, I don't know how Pittsburgh does it. They don't win big. They don't lose big. Chargers will win this game, but they won't cover. Give me the Steelers to cover 5.5.
Is Big Ben back?
He's back.
I don't know.
Back again.
All right.
Big Ben is back.
I'm taking the Steelers.
All right.
He's bringing friends.
I'm having this flashback of every time I say, go Chargers, go, it means they don't cover. And you're right about everything you said about the Steelers, but I already wrote down the Chargers are going to cover, so I'm just going to ride it and give you my go Chargers go once again. All right, that was the Sunday night game. We'll spill over to Monday. The New York G-Men on the road to Tampa Bay. The Bucs are an 11-point home
How about
favorite.
shitty Monday night game?
Shitta. Really shitta. Here's the thing about this game. The Bucs have played really poorly the last month of the season. They had a bye week mixed in there. I think they'll come back at home, play well enough to win this game. Last week's loss to the Washington Emails was very disappointing. They're really, really porous on their back end, and the Giants have played great football the last month. Give me the Giants to cover.
And Saquon's supposed to be back this week.
Yes.
So I'm also taking the Giants.
You know, I'm surprised because typically when Brady has a bad game, he comes back and plays really, really, really well the next week. And I think the Giants are one of those teams he can play really, really well against. And that 11-point spread scares me to death. But we got to make up ground somewhere, fellas. So I'm taking the Bucs to cover against the Giants because it'll be in Tampa, and they're coming off a loss, and Brady's going to be pissed off. And when you piss off an old man, the old man gets cranky, and he's going to take it out. He's going to take his belt off. And
take his meds.
He's going to get off my lawn. So fire the cannons. The Bucs cover that 11-point spread. All right, gentlemen, that wraps up this edition of the Week 11 NFL Stone Cold Lead Pipe Locks. And Mr. Brown, I think you're still probably safely going to be in first place for at least another week.
Absolutely.
Unless Biggie's lone wolves pay off. He's undressing you with these eyes right now. He's trying to get inside your head.
I would too if I was him.
It's got to be there. I had fun tonight, fellas, as always. And, we packed in a lot of conversation here. And I think we might even set some personal records that we're not going to talk about on the air. But,
talk about it.
Nah, we're not going to talk about it.
It's fine.
But I just want to say I texted you guys the other day, and I told you I did something I haven't done in a very, very long time. And I spent money on a wrestling pay-per-view.
AEW All Out, that was pretty good, wasn't it?
It was full gear. It wasn't even all out. It's like their fall show. Uh-huh. And I was upset because our cable provider decided not to showcase it until 9:30 after I'd already bit the bullet and paid $50 for it. But I will say I was entertained, for a $50 event. I was more entertained watching it than I am most boxing cards or UFC cards. So.
Just curious, is Paige Van Zandt out there at all?
She wasn't on that show.
Oh, okay. It wasn't worth $50.
Nah, I mean, if you were looking for Paige Van Zandt, you weren't going to see it. But on unrelated but somewhat related wrestling conversation, I did want to ask you, did you know who holds the record for most pay-per-view appearances in wrestling history, in WWE history?
God, I feel like that would be like a Cena, Triple H, something like that.
You got a guess?
I was going to say Triple H.
Yeah, it's actually tied right now. So come this Sunday, they have Survivor Series. Randy Orton is about to be the all-time leader of pay-per-view appearances as far as wrestling matches go, with 177 different pay-per-views he's appeared on.
Wow.
Holy shit.
He's going to be tied?
He's tied right now.
With who?
Kane.
Okay.
Huh. Longevity, baby.
Like, think about that. Like, Orton's been wrestling for 20 years.
Yep.
That's insane.
He's been one of the top guys for 20 years.
Speaking of Orton, so my daughter brought up something to me this week, and I was like, you know what? Because she's going to the winter formal. Right? So then I took it a step further, and I'm like, well, there's memes about the RKO. And she's like, what's an RKO? So I was going to show you. So then it was all the ones about Randy Orton where they photoshopped him in. He's like RKO and airplanes and all that good stuff.
Whatever.
By God.
It's so great. If you haven't ever watched an RKO meme video on YouTube, check it out, please, because you won't be disappointed.
I mean, it's made it big. It's like a cult thing now. Like, it's bigger than life. It has a following of its own, even if you're not a wrestling fan.
The best part about it is the announcers in the background of the meme, and they're like, oh my God, he shows no mercy out of nowhere.
The Viper!
Randy Orton
The Viper
with the
just
RKO. And he's like taking down like a freaking Boeing airplane.
Yes, or somebody snowboarding or something.
Yeah, it's great. There was this dude painting this like window in the middle of this like fancy hotel, and he randomly fell off a ladder, and it shows Randy coming and just RKOing him, just dropping him. It made me chuckle. That's all I'm saying. One of the best finishers of all time.
Absolutely.
Since we're talking a little bit of fantasy games here, fake tough guys, that sort of thing, I have a question for you. As I finished watching Squid Game, which I know I'm late to the party on everything, curious, different games within there, which one was your guys' favorite?
For Squid Game.
Oh,
Yeah.
red light, green light.
I actually like the one where you cross the bridge.
The glass?
Yes. I had so much anxiety.
I mean, that makes it not my favorite. So I guess the way I received the question was, which one would you want to play? It would be red light, green light.
Which one was your favorite to watch, knowing you had nothing to do with it?
I I mean, I know what you mean, the anxiety on that one.
Oh, God.
I didn't, the tug of war one, I was like, the tug of war one, spoiler alert, so don't listen if you haven't seen Squid Game. So that's when I figured out that the old man was in on it because he was the only one that wasn't handcuffed to the rope.
Was he not?
No, I swear to God. And I'd already thought that there was just something weird about him. And I remember saying no, he's not handcuffed to the rope. He's something because he wasn't going to die. He was always protected.
Oh, okay.
Go back and watch. I'm telling you, he's not handcuffed to the rope. Spoiler alert. Sorry, everybody. Hopefully you turned the volume down. But what about you, Biggie? Was that the time machine question? Do you have your own answer?
I enjoyed the, two
It's
of
not
them.
the cookie one, right? Not the honeycomb.
I hated that one.
That was stupid.
Hey,
I liked red light,
Biggie,
green light.
Lick that shit.
I liked red light,
If you
green
do
light.
that, social media, you're well on your way, son.
You gotta have a tongue like kiss if you're gonna lick that.
Not
thing.
necessarily.
Well, if you're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
You just got to get in there.
Anyways,
I liked red light, green light, and the glass one really screwed with me. I hated honeycomb. Even the Squid Game one at the end because you knew it was going to take some weird twist.
Yeah.
I didn't care for that one.
The marbles.
The marbles killed me. Let's
You
just
made your
sit
own
here.
game, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it is what it is. But
it was impressive that they walked over and just shot you in the head. That was pretty cool.
will you watch season 2?
If there was a season 2, I'd watch at least the first 2 episodes until Redhead gets killed, and then I'll see if I like anybody.
All right. Well, gentlemen, I think that probably wraps up the show. We're at the hour mark, so that means it's time to play the outro music. So, everyone, we appreciate you tuning in once again this week. Make sure you check out the special episode of No Filter where we talked to some Detroit Lions fans this week. They were fantastic and hilarious. But that's all we got this week. So, have a good weekend, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.